Good morning, Buck fans. Today is that day. It is game day. The Buccaneers will be hosting the Carolina Panthers. We're just gonna have a few little discussions because we got a little time today. Nobody wants to watch the 1 o'clock game. So right now, you should just sit back and relax, and let's get ready for the Bucs pregame on this glorious Buck football day.
Hey. One word describes this game.
That's all we want to get back to. That is all we would like to have, that feeling of victory bowl. So the Bucks, please make this happen. But again, good morning to everyone. It's AJ Turn Up here with the Bucks pregame show right now. And as always, I do not want you to forget. I would like for you to still continue to show your support for Coach Slick, aka Steve. The British guy is always fly on standby. He is looking to get that opportunity to be in the intern coaching for the Tampa Bay organization. I do think that he would do very well. I think he has a lot. So I would like for you all to please, again, go to my podcast on It's About Bucking Time, and I need you all to check out the podcast right here where I give you all of Slick's accolades and how he breaks everything down and why he should be on this team. So again, you just go to my page. It's About Bucking Time, and you see, give Coach Slick an opportunity. So I wanted to get that out there today. Now let's just get down to what needs to happen today. The Buccaneers need to take care of business. And what I mean by that, this is a bad team, a really, really bad team. The Carolina Panthers, again, are one of the worst teams, if not the worst. This is a 1-10 team. They are in disarray. They are a dumpster fire. They just fired their coach. Now you have people, look, at the end of the day, this is just a very bad team that the Buccaneers must take advantage of. Now, I am aware that Savassier, Levante David, Devin White, those guys are going to be out. Green is going to be out. But this is where I want Bowles to show me. I want Bowles to show me that he's not only a coach that can coach up great talent. I want him to bring out the great talent in his current talent. Show me why you were the man when we shut down Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl and we embarrassed him. Show me why when you first got to the Buccaneers that our defense became notorious for stopping the run and you couldn't do anything about it. Show me why we want to keep you here in this Bucs organization, because Bowles, again, this is for your job. This is for your livelihood with the Buccaneers organization. We need to see improvement. Now, I mentioned it last night on the Aftermath, which you guys should check out on 102.9 Game Broad Street South Radio. Coach Slick and I discussed these things. This is the time for you to show us why you belong as a head coach of this organization. I say it again. I am very aware that your resume as a defensive coordinator, but your track record as a head coach is not so good and very suspect. Now, I'm going to be quite frank and honest with Bowles and this organization. For the past few weeks, you have not held your end of the bargain up, Coach Bowles, for coaching this defense. Even when you had the starters in, we looked lost. We looked confused. We looked outmatched. We were tired. We were beaten. That has to change. I said this before, and I held you to this standard because of the talent. And if we stayed healthy, this should have been a top five, between top five to top 10 defense. Right now, we're in the middle of nowhere, Buck fans. We're in the middle of nowhere, Bowles, when it comes to this defense. We're at a point right now where we just look like we don't know what to do. And a lot of that is on you. You have the answers right there in your face. Jenna Lane has already explained to you with the statistics of what kind of coverage helps your secondary. We've already seen what kind of coverage messes up your team. As I stated last night, when I can see someone in a bar that knows the scheme before, knows it on TV and doesn't even have to be in the room with you, that is a problem, Bowles. That is a problem. So today, you do not have to worry about facing a high offensive juggernaut team. You have Adam Thielen on all as the receiver, and he's not even the same. Bryce Young is struggling. There is no need today. So this is the keys to the game on defense. Be basic. And by being basic, basic doesn't mean a bad thing. Play basic coverage. That means you should do a lot. If I were you, I'd do a lot of man and man press coverage. Make them beat you out of that coverage. Don't do anything too complex with KJ Britt coming in as the middle linebacker. Make it simple. Make those receivers on the Carolina Panthers get separation. And if they can't get separation, that is where you go and put Bryce Young on his ass. Punch him in the mouth. Make him nervous. Yaya, I need you to step up today because I know you have what it takes. Cansey, I need you to step up because we know you're coming into your own. Vita Vea, we already have high expectations for you. So this is why just play simple coverage, Bowles. Play simple coverage. Carlton Davis should be beating these receivers up at the line of scrimmage. Do not continue to put him in zone. Do not continue to do cushion coverage. Cushion coverage does not work for this team, Bowles. It just doesn't. This is what you want to do on defense. Play better, play tighter coverage because they're going to want to run the ball. Or Bryce Young, they're going to dink and dunk us because they already know that is our weakness. So take that away from them. Make Bryce Young throw those deep passes that he is not comfortable with throwing. I said it last night. The way that the defenders try to attack Baker Mayfield because of his height in the pocket, that is how we need to be going at Bryce Young. He is a 5'10" quarterback. In reality, he's probably 5'9" or 5'8". But with Cansey and Vita, arms in the air, I need them arms way in the air, jump in the air to bat those passes down from Bryce Young. You see what I'm saying? Make Bryce Young have to run because he cannot live off running. If Bryce Young lives off running, that's where Yaya can come in. That's where JTS can come in. So, what's going on, Johnny? Thank you for joining us. And as always, Buck fans, feel free to chime in. We having Buck talk right now. I want all your opinions. I want everything. I want to express your frustration, express everything. If I got it wrong or you think that I have it wrong, please tell me and we can discuss this. But as I said, you want to make them one-dimensional. So we already know they're going to try to run. That means, and I get it, with Levante and Devin being out, who are really stellar at stopping the run, load the box. I want you to load the box. And look, we got one of our other guest dude going to be coming up in here in a second. And he's probably going to be talking his junk. But right now, this is what I want on that defense. We already know. Oh, I have zero frustration, bro. I'm chill. That's good. I told you guys this. I put myself in evaluation mode. physically, like emotionally, I can't do it. I think dude is about to join us in a second, guys. So you already know he's about to come in here with some fire. So yes. What's up, dude? Good morning.
What the hell is going on? Hey, man, all I got to say is if you're college football, raise your hand. Oh, wait, never mind. Hey, do you know who got a VIP ticket to the college football playoff game?
Who?
Dion. Oh, wait, that's to watch it. Okay, but seriously, I had to, bro. Hey, we're talking Bucs football. Wait a minute here. I gotta fix this. This isn't right, man. Hold on. This is bad. Hold on. I gotta. Here we go.
No, I love that logo. You gotta send that to me. That is hilarious because that is how us Buck fans have been feeling for the past 5 weeks. Bucko Bruce, we're just like, instead of Bucko Bruce, it's Bruce. It's like, oh damn, that's a good one. So I was just out here just explaining what the Bucs need to do on defense, dude. Just be simple, load the box, make Bryce Young beat you. As you can see, he hasn't panned out to be who the quarterback that they thought he was going to be. So there is no need to fear him. Blitz, be aggressive. I said it last night and I'll say it again. Aggression. Be aggressive. There is no need to give him any respect.
Oh, bro, I can't. Hey, I'm not gonna sweat a quarterback that I can fit in my backpack. You know what I'm saying, bro? I mean, I'm gonna put Bryce Young as a Kyler Murray 2.0 without the Call of Duty and Fortnite BS on the side. With that said, hey, the Buccaneers. I know this is going to be hard to swallow. The Buccaneers aren't eliminated from the playoffs yet, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, if you're talking about the NFC South, arguably the most either competitive division or just plain worse division, I don't know how you want to frame it. Being in the NFC South, the Buccaneers still have a chance. So, ladies and gentlemen, if they beat the Panthers today and they get on a little bit of a roll, what you going to do when the Imputer Pirates get in the playoffs and you're like, oh, man, all the narratives we said all year are just complete horse crap. So here's what I will say. Saints fans, we already got the tiebreaker advantage over you. Falcon fan, dude, whether it's Desmond Ritter, Twitter, whatever his name is, or Arthur Smith Blank doesn't know what the hell he's doing, Falcons, you're not going anywhere. And you want me to prove this to you? I'm going to prove this to you by next Tuesday. Check out our news feed. We're going to have AJ jumping on a Falcons podcast, talking that ish 24/7, 365. And if we can keep them Falcon fans talking long enough, sir, while you're on there, we might get an appearance from Coach Slick live from the United Kingdom. With that said, shout out to our Falcon people over there, content creators. Much love, much appreciation, but also fuck your team.
Facts.
And here's the thing now, Bucs fans, I'm going to give you another little small dose of reality. The Buccaneers suck against interim coaches. The Buccaneers suck against backup quarterbacks. Well, you only got one of those this time, and that's the interim coach with the Carolina Glitter Kitties. So here's the thing. Todd Bowles, we've been on your ass like your underwear. AJ been crawling up that backside like a really festered hernia or hemorrhoid or something. Todd Bowles, you lose to this Carolina Panthers team, it's not a matter of if. It's just going to be, do they let you go to the end of the season, or does Buccaneers ownership break precedent and fire you mid-season? With that said, realize in one little short appearance here on the show, AJ, I went from the Buccaneers are eliminated to fire the fucking coach. And that's where we are as a team. We don't know if we're coming or going, breathing, dying, living, eating, wheeling, dealing, kissing the girl, stealing. It doesn't matter. But I will say this is what matters. Raymond James Stadium. It's not going to be full. We know that. We know there's going to be Panthers fans in there. We know that too. Bucs fans.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, dude.
Fans in your stadium, you can talk trash to the fans. It's a hassle. With that said, AJ, we appreciate everything you do. You got to follow AJ Turn Up on It's About Bucking Time on YouTube. Follow him on Twitter. It's not hard to find. Just type AJ in the search bar and look for the muscles. That's all you got to do. Make sure you tune in every Monday night or every day after the game at 9:30 p.m. for the aftermath. Make sure that you realize that the Buccaneers, even though their record sucks, they do run on Dunkin'. Get down to Dunkin' Donuts and get some donuts. Ask for those Pewter Pirate donuts. They're delicious, and they only partially cause diabetes. I'm going to give my bold prediction and then let you do your thing because you do your thing so good. The Buccaneers are going to win today. It ain't going to be pretty, but I do see them winning. I'm going to go 31-20. With Baker Mayfield throwing 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, but Rachaad White does fumble 1 ball, which puts him in Todd Bowles' doghouse, which I think is an oxymoron. But the Buccaneers come out on top in this week, and I think that's going to be a beautiful thing. Now, we know we got a couple people in the comment section. Oh, well, we got one guy in the comment section. Here's Johnny. Every team sucks against interim coaches and new QBs. Yeah, Johnny, no, they don't. I mean, an interim coach is just that. It's interim. That means he's not good enough to be the hire. He's the guy we're like, well, we fired everybody. Who the fuck's left? Oh, hey, you got a clipboard? Get your ass over here. That's what the Panthers. 7 to 8 coaches in 5 years. The Panthers ownership doesn't know their ass from a hole in the ground. They literally willingly took a midget over CJ Stroud. I'm just going to throw that out there. They had the opportunity. They fell on their face. This might be the worst draft pick for the Carolina Panthers since that wide receiver who killed his girlfriend.
Ooh.
Whoa. Did I say that? Yeah,
yes,
I said
did.
that. And remember, he stuffed her in the trunk and then played dumb?
Yeah, I wasn't even going to go there. I was going to say Kelvin Benjamin, but good God, Raker.
Well, the problem with Kelvin Benjamin was Kelvin Benjamin really loved that buffet bar, bro. Oh, we used to sing over here in Tallahassee, "Oh, fat Calvin, bam a lamb." Oh, fat Calvin, bam a lamb. But I guess when you were with Jameis Winston all those years, eating all them W's, you put on a little weight here at Florida State. Feel me? But again, shout out to Sports Talk Florida. Shout out to Broad Street South 1029 The Game. Shout out to Dunkin' Donuts. Shout out to the people listening. Check out NFL Edition over there on Facebook with Johnny Dean and the boys on Thursday. Make sure you check out the Creamsicle Chronicles, Real Talk, Real Bucs Talk, the RBLR, what we call the Regular Bucs Podcast, and all the podcast people over there. Who else we got? We got Bucs UK. Hey, Bucs UK. We're the only Buccaneers platform that has a host from the UK besides you. You all should embrace that. What else do I got to say? It's weird that they flexed our game to 4:00 to go up against that Eagles game. That's kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
Thank you, NFL schedulers, again for the ass raping. And I'm sorry. Can we say that on the game? Well, of course we can. With all the conspiracy theories going on some of those shows, I'm sure ass raping is not the worst thing they've heard. I'm going to jump off here, AJ, just because I'm going to keep cussing and getting mad because I haven't had my Prozac and enough caffeine today. Here's what I will say again. 31-20 Buccaneers, 31-20 Buccaneers. The Buccaneers aren't dead, but they are on life support. So fans, get out there, stomp your feet, clap your hands, yell as loud as you can. Don't forget, when the cannons fire, that's when you make all the noise. When the offense is on the field, Bucs fans, shut the hell up, please. That'd be cool. That's how football works. Uh,
How football works.
Shout out to all the geeky egghead tie wearing, latte drinking old bastards there at the college football playoff committee about to make the biggest mistake in their life, breaking precedent and not allowing an undefeated Power 5 team in the playoffs. Shout out to those jackasses that are going to put 2 SEC teams in there because they can't get the SEC off their lips, even though the SEC has a horrible record against the other Power 5 ranked teams. So we're not going to talk too much about that because this is a Bucs show. So go Bucs, go Bucs, go Bucs. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe. Russ Weeks, the offense needs to play like they're going to make a run. The Falcons and Taints, that's original, will lose today, but so the Bucs must take advantage. Hey, you know what, Russ Weeks, I'm going to agree with you. We don't call them the Taints anymore. They're the Poodats. And they're the Poodats because, well, you ever been to New Orleans? It fucking stinks.
Yeah.
Make sure you tune in to the post-game show with Coach Slick live from the United Kingdom. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night to the Aftermath with the beautiful man here on screen and Slick and maybe myself. Yes, the dude needs some wax. I be dropping wax like you just don't know it, brother. Again, if you like football jerseys and you're on Twitter, shoot us a message on any of our social media platforms. We got to hook up on some pretty sweet NFL jerseys, Major League Baseball, NBA, hockey, you name it. We got to hook up. Reach out to us and make sure you support these guys. AJ, I'm going to bounce out of here. Yeah. See that one? Johnny Dean has that one in his house right now, and he said it's scrumdiddlicious.
Beautiful.
With that said, I'm gonna bounce out of here. I got my little intro music I like to play when I come on, right?
Yes, sir.
But we also got to do this when I leave. So let me find it here. All right, let's go. And I'm out.
You know it's all about the
As you always see, that's the dude right there. The dude don't mind being crude or rude. That's just how he gets down, but he speaks the truth and he keeps it real. The man just broke it down. The Bucs are not out of this, but we feel defeated. Yes, the Bucs win today. They're back in business. Why? The Saints are going to lose against Detroit. The Jets are going to beat the Falcons. That's right. I said that. The Jets will beat the Falcons. All that happens now because we have the tiebreaker over the Saints. Now we will be in no less than second place. We'd be second place and tied for first with the Falcons since they have a game breaker over us. But this is why it's not all lost because the NFC South is just shitty. But that is what pisses us off about this coaching staff and this team, because we're sitting here like, well, damn, we have a shot, but why aren't we taking advantage? Now, he said 31 points. I would love that. I would love for the Bucs to put up 31. Now, if the Panthers get 20 points, I don't know what to do. This Bucs defense should keep them under 13 points. I'm here to tell you guys, they should at least keep them under 13. This is not, they have no one on offense to threaten you. This is why, again, on offense, the Bucs, on defense, the Bucs need to just shut them down, keep them out of it, make them one-dimensional. Bryce Young, again, he's not what everybody thought he was going to be, and you took him over CJ Sproul. This is why I don't do college bullshit hype. This is why I don't care what people are saying, what these guys are going to do in the league when they haven't been there. You don't know that. So for you Buck fans out there, hold your horses on the quarterback situation. Well, we got to draft him. Not necessarily. We have so many other holes to fill, like in positions on the team that we need to take care of, because we don't even know what we have in the quarterbacks that we have right now. And that's what I want to get to. We're going to get to the offensive side. So let me slow my roll. On offense, attack. Bucs offense, attack. And what I mean by that, the passing game. The passing game, there is no need to try to run when that is not who we are. That is not how our offense is built. So, Canales, I implore you, please use your strengths, not try to work on your weakness. You only do shit like that when you are blowing teams out. You have Evans. Godwin will play today, most likely. So utilize those guys. I want Evans to get that 1,000-yard damn mark today. Feed him the ball. Short routes, intermediate routes, deep routes. Move him all around. Get him involved. Great offensive coaches find a way to get their best targets the ball. And here's the thing. You use this pass to set up the run. Now, I want to see more Russ. I want to see a lot more accuracy from Baker on long balls. True. And you know how that can happen, Russ? They need to let him throw on the run. He is better suited to throw the deep balls on the run. So rollouts. That's rollouts and play action. That is what Baker does best. But that also is going to be depending on how good his leg is. So this is, again, where Bowles and Canales have to be honest. If Baker cannot do what he does best, which is scramble and be mobile, then he is no use to us. And if you put him in the pocket, he needs to already have his primary target as soon as the ball is hiked. So as soon as the ball is hiked, he should already know who his first option is. That is why, due to the fact of his height being a disadvantage to him, we need that. And I want to also go back to this. Here is offensively, this is the type of passes, if I were there today, this is what they need to do. Stuff like this. Very simple. Very simple. It's extremely simple. Sometimes, a lot of times, less is more. Palmer utilizes his speed. Godwin, the intermediate guy. Jared can be the guy that can get the ball. And then Rachaad White can be your check down just in case, or he can block and then roll out. So that's one. And then again, another good play. So plays like this is what Canales needs to do. Why? Because this is the type of team that you can do that on. This is not a great team either. Yes, we had, and you're right. We had four bad balls last week due to the fact, Russ, that Baker was hurt. He shouldn't have been out there in the first place. Now, this is what I'm hoping for. If this Bucs offense can get it together, and I said this, and I say this, guys, because I'm in assess mode, and I want to see what the Bucs have for the future. If the Bucs, let's say, prayerfully, by the halftime, they're up 27-3. I'm hoping that, because we know what Baker can do. You sit Baker down and you see what you have in Kyle Trask. That's right, damn it. I said it. Kyle Trask, I want to see what he is capable of. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? And I know right now, this is how some of the Bucs fans with that statement are feeling. Now, and then the other side, they're doing this. I know you're laughing. I know you're laughing, or you looking at me like I'm crazy, but I'm not. Here's why I say that. I'm a very big Baker Mayfield fan. If you know, Rick Hughes from Bucs Live, who you also should check out on Tuesdays at 9, he helped me understand why Baker would be a good asset. And then I started realizing, wow, yeah, with his mobility, with him being able to extend plays, his toughness, he knows how to improvise. But with Baker, this season has shown us this. He's not a bad quarterback. I think he's a very stable quarterback, but he is not the guy he's not the guy who can get us out of jams at the last minute. Baker is the kind of quarterback you want when your team is stacked. Baker is the type of quarterback, I'll say this. If Brady wasn't there in 2021 and Baker was there, he would be fine, because that's a stacked team. He's the guy, he's the momentum guy. When the team is going well, Baker's going to do just fine. Now, this is why I want Trask in there. I want to read the comments. I love this. Russ, thank you for participating in this. Trask has to learn something from Brady, like timing and releasing the ball before the receivers break routes. This is true, but Russ, Here's another thing. I want to bring this up because people thought I was stupid. People thought I was crazy, but people just don't look at just football business. Football business sometimes can over succeed football logic. Oh, well, he wasn't even good enough to beat Gabbert. He wasn't good enough to do this. Okay, first of all, Gabbert has experience with Arians, with Leftwich and all them. So they're going to go with who they feel is safe. Slick said this last night. We would take chances if we see somebody else is better. In their profession, if they have one fuck up, they could be unemployed. That can make them look silly. But over again, this also comes to my evaluation. Every coach cannot evaluate talent the same way that you think. We got to get out of this notion that just because they are in this position that they are always the best qualified. They are not. You know this as well as I do. In any other business, some people are hired due to nepotism, due to their connections, whatever. They got something on somebody. You know that everybody is not always the most qualified for a certain position. And that's not just in football, that's anywhere in life. So Trask I think for what Trask can bring to this offense, I like Trask because one, he's 6'5", he can see over the line, he can assess, and we have never seen him with the starting receivers and the line consistently. Now, mind you, this line is designed to protect the pass better than the run. That's all we need for Trask. Trask got a good sized arm. You saw that dart he threw to Godwin, and a lot of people are like, oh, that's just one. No, he can do more, but he needs a rhythm too, just like everybody else. The man hasn't gotten that opportunity. Don't you want to see what your guy can do? Don't you want to see if this guy could be somebody instead of trying to guess in this damn draft? I don't give a shit that it's so-called a loaded quarterback draft. Do you realize out of all those people, let's say there's like 7 quarterbacks that everybody is just really up on, maybe 2 or 3 will pan out, and the Bucs are in no position to get them. So it doesn't matter. You've seen what Caleb Williams is when he goes against real teams. You see his mental stability isn't there. You see he got to cry in the corner somewhere. What do you think is going to happen when they go to the NFL? It's the same shit with Bryce Young. How many times did people say Bryce was going to kill it, and he's being killed? So with Trask, he has the potential. We have to see it. And as I said, if he comes in and he starts doing shit, that is going to help. And let me go back to this. This is if you don't give Trask a chance, that's a disservice and a discredit thing to Jason Light. Why do I say that? If he goes somewhere else and he shines, or if he goes somewhere else and he doesn't have the opportunity and he bombs, that's an indictment on Jason Light. So you mean to tell me you wasted a second round for this? Bad call. But the worst thing, which I fear, he goes somewhere else and he's solid. He doesn't even have to be great. But if he is a solid quarterback, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be pissed because at that point, you guys just, again, we've been through this with Steve Young already. Y'all forgot? People probably thought Steve Young was going to be washed, and then he goes to another team that has a real coach and real players that believe in each other, and all of a sudden he's a Hall of Famer. That spoke bad on the organization. And besides this, you go look for a quarterback. Let's say if this team goes to shit and we don't get it done, you think that's going to give Mike Evans an incentive to stay? You think Levante is going to want to come back when he could retire? You think Wirfs might want to stay around for this shit? You think Antoine Winfield would want to stay around for that shit? You think other players wouldn't want to stay around for that shit when their contract's up? You think Godwin would want to stay and go through some bullshit? Especially if the quarterback, and again, if you get this quarterback from a draft, he's going to be a rookie. It's going to take him time. The line is set up for the pass, but they have no run game, so you're not even helping your rookie quarterback. And then our defense, if Bowles is let go, we don't know what the status of the defense is going to be. So you're literally just throwing this guy to the fire. This is why it doesn't make sense to just try. You can't always go for the hype picks. You got to evaluate what you have now. What if, like I said, it's 27-3. They bring Trask in. Trask is lighting the shit up, and he throws for like 190 something yards and a touchdown. Another touchdown to Mike Evans. Again, you want to see what you have out of players. This is evaluation season time, guys. I am aware we are still one game away from getting the division. But still, with that being said, that could be an advantage for us because now with Baker being sidelined for the second half, you don't have to worry about him sustaining another critical injury. You don't, because we can say that Baker is, they're going to tell you that Baker's fine, but we don't know. At the end of the day, for all we know, Baker is realistically, he says 90%, they'll say 90. In reality, he's really like 70%. We don't know that. But you know what you can do? If you take care of business early, you don't even have to worry about the Buccaneers. You don't have to worry about putting him in that position. You know what? And this, we need a signature win. We need to honestly beat this team by at least 20-something points. One game that I think I think we should try to have. Do you guys remember the 2020 season when we played Detroit? And Brady just threw it on him. And he was so damn good. The second half, he went out. And Blaine Gabbert came in and started doing his thing. That is what I want to see this game with the Bucs and Trask. I want to see if he will do what Gabbert was doing in that game. Because we already know what to expect of Baker, but we don't know what to expect of Kyle Trask. Let's give the man a shot. For all you know, he could have a great repertoire and chemistry with Mike Evans, with Godwin. But that also means, Canales, you're going to have to make the right fucking play calls. You're going to have to do your job. You're going to have to do things and set him up. You cannot. Here's the thing with Canales. You cannot always go into turtle save mode when shit is like when you have someone new in. Just do the basic similar packages. Dink and dunk at first and then set him up for the big plays. But what you can't do is just always try to run the rock, and when we don't do that. No, you're going to have to be creative for both quarterbacks. Keep it simple. Keep it very simple. Honestly, with Trask, I'd be running spreads. The reason why, you have Palmer with his speed. You have Godwin, Evans, Otten up the middle. Man, look, I can go all day on this. You have Rachaad White, who is a receiving back. You have the tools to be an effective passing team. So utilize that. Again, Trask, I think Trask is actually all right from what I've seen so far during the preseason. And he was doing all this with backups. Let's see what he could do when he has the whole the starting line protecting him. And again, he can take off too. Is he athletic like Baker? No, not really. But he still can move. I just don't understand why people just don't get that. Oh, yeah, and still on the rookie deal. Still on the rookie deal, yeah. And besides, Bucs fans, don't we want to be proud to say that we finally found a quarterback we actually drafted instead of always getting it from someone else? Bucs lose this game today. This could be the beginning of the end of the Bowls era in Tampa Bay, especially if they don't make the playoffs. Ben, you're right. Ben, Bucs fans, this is what I would do if I was the Glazers. You lose to the Panthers today, and mind you, if you lose by at least double digits, Bowles should be fired immediately. Immediately. You get him out of there, because at that point, that would show, because the Panthers team is so bad, that would show if you lose, that means you've lost this team. Your players have given up on you. They've tuned you out. You are no good anymore. There is no reason. I would fire his ass right then and there, get an interim coach in, and then at that point, Trask would be the starter for the remainder of the season. Because at that point, we want to see what we have. Because the crazy thing is, hold on. What do you mean Trask can have great chemistry with Evan and Godwin? Trask doesn't take the first team snaps, so we don't know what kind of chemistry he has with these guys. Just stick with Baker. What do you mean? You never know, Ben, if you don't put him in the game. The reason why I say that is because with Baker, here's the thing. Baker's greatest asset is what? improvising, running, rollouts, throwing on the run. He is not a precise pocket passer due to the fact, one, he doesn't read the field as well. And second, the biggest thing is his height. How many times he gets batted down? Hell, honestly, let's be real. That Detroit game, that game could have been completely different if Baker had 3 inches of height on him and he threw that shit to Evans. That was the easiest 90-yard touchdown. For all we know, that could have been the momentum the Bucs needed. This is why I say this. With Trask, he can see the field. Trask can see. Trask can move. He can throw. Look, with Evans, your biggest thing that you need to do is just throw that damn ball up to him. Throw it to him in stride. It's not going to be that hard. And for a guy of Trask's height, he can do that. The deep ball can be more efficient. Because if you look at it sometimes, when Baker throws it, it's almost like he has to lob the shit because he doesn't want to get batted. That's all I'm saying, guys. Trask has that potential. Let's see it. Again, you lose today. I say this. You get rid of Bowles. You are the starting quarterback for the remainder of the season, Trask, and we want to see what you can do for shit. Because, again, we lose today. The reason why I say you fire him, and let's say the Saints and the Falcons lose, we still would be in it. But at that point, I would not trust Bowles. Because now I'd be like, Bowles, the simple fact that we still have a chance, even though you fucked up, we're not going to take that chance anymore. Nope, we're not going to take that chance with you. You're done. Get out. We're going to get somebody else in here that can revitalize, that can rejuvenate this team. Because, again, if you lose to the Panthers, your team is shut down and they've tuned you out. On paper, the Bucs are a better team. They are a better team. If you let this team beat you, that would show me, and that should show the Glazers that the Bucs players have given up on Bowles. Now, Ben, I agree with your point there, John Mayfield, but Trask style of play doesn't fit Canales' playbook. There's a great chance of Trask running the ball more than Mayfield. Just not right time for Trask. Absolutely not. Canales, damn that playbook. This is what I'm saying, Ben. It's not fitting because Canales doesn't know what the hell he's doing a little bit. It shouldn't. If anything, you play to your strength. Great OCs and great coaches in general, they learn how to adjust to the best abilities of their players. Canales wants a balanced offense, but you don't have a balanced offense. Your run game is not good. Your run blocking is not that great. Despite Rashad having 100 yards last week, look at that. Look, the proof is there in itself. All they need to do, again, Trask would be perfect because you know why? The line is designed to protect him in the pass. And what can Trask do? He can read. He can see over things. He can get the ball. When you have receivers, guys, like that, Ben, you adjust. This again is an evaluation for Canales. What if this is just too much for him? What if this is too much for him? Because honestly, if I'm the Bucs and I'm Canales, the pass would be the setup that run. Because you know what's going to happen, Ben? You know what's going to happen, guys? They can't load the box anymore. And you know what run and play would be super effective that I think Rachaad White excels in? HB draws. Because at that point, I got you. And then even with that, I can still do a fake HB draw and throw that shit because you're going to be so clueless. I'm just saying. Canales was the 11th choice to be the Bucs OC, so you think he's going to change his playbook? I don't. You know what, Ben? I feel what you're saying, but that's not our problem. That is the organization's problem, and that's a Canales problem. If you don't know how to change things or you don't have other plays and aside, that's not good. That's not a good telling on the person's profession and his abilities to adapt. You should always, in my opinion, you should have at least 20 plays and your 10 plays that you know that you can always go to, but you always have at least the other 5 that you want to get to, and then you have another 5 where it's like, you know what? Just in case this shit fails, I want to throw a little something else in there. And again, the scheme doesn't have to be so complex, Ben. I think the problem is with Canales, a lot of coaches in general, when you make certain schemes too complex for your players, you have already lost them. You've already lost them because now they can't do what they do best. Sometimes just keep shit simple. Hey, you're going to run this way, you run that way, a short route, a crossing route, boom, done. Because again, if your team, again, when you're playing against an inferior opponent, your thing is you should shut that shit down. Don't do anything silly. If you know that their linebackers, nobody in their linebacking core can that can't run, that has never run over a 5 in their 40, and you know they can't keep up, just kill them with the pass. If you know they're better suited to stop the run, then you pass. If they're better suited to stop the pass, then you can run a little bit, mix it up. But it's always important to play to your players' abilities, not yours. Now, again, Canales might not be the solution. But this right here, this last part of the season is an evaluation. This is Bowles' last shot. And for a guy like Canales, this could be his only shot. Why not go all out with it? Don't leave shit on the table. Go all out. At least you can die on your shit and say, you know what? It didn't work out, but I gave it my best. What if Canales? Because now if Canales goes and goes, damn, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? Because if he gets replaced and somebody else comes in and does things better, then he'll be like, shit, why didn't I do that? You never want that. You never want to second guess yourself because you got scared. You have to get out there and do the damn thing. You have to get out there. Again, I'm just evaluating for the future, guys, for the future. Because if Trask can get out there and he does something good, again, Evans might be willing to say, you know what? Because I see a lot in this guy. I see what he can do. And we're not far. And the rest of the other teams in the division, they still look. The Panthers are in super rebuild. The Panthers, the Falcons are still rebuilding, and the Saints are about to be a collapsed team. So, in hindsight, honestly, the Bucs have better upside than all those other teams I just mentioned. What if Evans goes, you know what? I'll stay. I just need like a 3-year deal where I can get something between 18 and 20 million. I'm good. Levante says, you know what? Fuck it. I believe in this team. I'll come back for one more year because I want to retire as a Buck. Mike Evans and Levante love the Buccaneers. That's why they stay loyal the way that they are. He can say, I'll come back for 1 year. That inspires Antoine Winfield and Wirfs to be like, yes, lock me in for long-term contracts too. We want to keep, because, you know, the biggest priorities right now is Evans, Winfield, and Wirfs. Those three right there. Those are the people that I want to be real happy. I want to be super happy. So again, this is why it is imperative that this Bucs organization starts thinking about the future. And we like Baker, but the only way for me Baker could be like the guy where I go, okay, he's going to be the legit franchise. He'd have to win the next 5 games. Like he'd have to win 5 out of 6. We can only take one more loss, and that's it. He gets to the playoffs, and he would have to get us to the NFC championship, and like he would have to throw to get there at least 300 yards, 2 touchdowns each game, no picks. Now, people are saying, wow, that's it's a very high bar. That's what I'm saying. I like Baker, but Baker to me, he's solid. He's a good solid player, but is he the guy that I want to be my franchise quarterback for years to come? No, not at this moment. He could change that depending on how he looks in the playoffs. But as I just gave you that scenario, that's what will make me go, okay, we got Baker. That's our guy. He's going to stay. But do you really see that at this point? I don't. So that is why I want to see what Trask can do. And again, I would rather have Baker sitting out because the Bucs are up than rather, oh shit, Baker went down with another injury again. And now either way, Trask is going to have to play. I don't want to do that. Let's see. I always stand what I said before the season started. If the Bucs believed in Trask, they would never have brought in Baker. The only reason he fits it better, Ben, is because Baker's mobile. But if Baker isn't mobile, it that's irrelevant at this point. And then again, the run game is awful. And it's not going to get fixed over this year. It's not going to get fixed at all. It's not going to be like, even if we got to the playoffs, who knows? Right now, our offense is a pass offense. That's our true strength. So I don't know about that. I think Trask can be good too. Again, Canales is just going to have to adapt and adjust. I just see too much competitive spirit in him to just settle. Bucs might not be competitive enough for him next year. But that's a possibility. You're right. That's a possibility. It depends. It really does. But this is why I said it's going to depend on the coaching and the team play. Let's say if Baker does what I just said and Ben, the way that you think Baker is suited, if Baker were to get the Bucs deep into the playoffs, like I said, get to the NFC and they lose, let's say by like 10 or something, that could incentivize Evans to go, oh shit, I'll stay. Okay, Baker got some fire. All we need now is to retool in the draft. And now that Canales has a year under his belt with experience, now he can know what to do. And then we can give him some of our opinions on the offseason, and then we back in this thing. That is the only way. That is the only way that would happen. But you're right. Shit. Evans could get out of here. There's so many teams that could use him if he were to leave. Dallas could pay him, and that would hurt. Maybe Detroit. Maybe. Who else? It's going to be a team either like that or in the South somewhere. No. Somebody asked me, but I said they can't afford it. Like, what if Evans went to Miami? I'm like, oh, shit, that would be scary too. Evans and Hill, that wouldn't be fair. Or if he goes to the Kansas City Chiefs, that would hurt my soul. But if he goes to the Chiefs, Mahomes would have at least 2 Super Bowls minimum with Evans. Minimum 2 Super Bowls. That's the minimum. So I don't know. By the way, if tag Evans, it'll cost him $28 million. That's a lot for a franchise. That would be dumb because then I agree, Ben. If they do that, that wouldn't be smart because you still have, to be honest, this trumps it because they're youth. You still have Winfield and Wirfs. Those guys you really want to stay in the core because that's why I'm hoping it all depends on how this Bucs team plays out the remainder of the season. I think if he goes anywhere as Houston, he's from there. He's not. Maybe. I know he's from Galveston, but this is where I say, Ben, I don't know because they're still not contenders yet. And Evans is at a point in his career where he wants to go somewhere where I think he can get another ring because one, that will also help him get solidify himself to be in the Hall of Fame. Now, me and you, this is where we differ. But if he gets that 1,000-yard mark again, which he will, 10 straight seasons of 1,000-yard seasons, you can't beat that. I think he'll be a Hall of Famer. But if he goes somewhere else and gets another Super Bowl, that's why. And with Dallas, he can help. I know Dak is their quarterback, but this is why I say he can go to the Chiefs. He can go to a team. He's going to want to go somewhere where he'll get paid, but he's going to get a ring if he leaves Tampa. So that's why. Houston they're getting up there, but they ain't there just yet. They're not there yet. I would say if they were in their second year under CJ Sprout and he continues to progress, maybe then I would say so. I do think the Bucs beat the Falcons. The Bucs can beat the Panthers twice and the Falcons since. I agree too, but it's all gonna be on how the coaching handles this. Yes, the Panthers, you should beat the shit out of the Panthers. The Bucs should squash the Panthers. You are absolutely right. The Bucs should take care of the Panthers, but the thing is, are they going to? Are they going to put themselves in the right position? Today, I just laid it out off on defense. Play simple, man coverage, press coverage. Make them beat you. Be basic. On offense, pass. Use short passes. Use crossing routes, shallow routes. If you want to run the ball, get some HB draws going. do some counters, sweeps, get something going. Yes, the Falcons. I don't see the Falcons are who they. The Bucs just again had a shitty day because of the coaching, and the Saints. I'm not worried about the Saints either. The Packers they can show some fight. The Packers actually can show some fight depending on. I'll say this, depending on how they play the Chiefs tonight. I mean, yeah, the Chiefs. If they show that they got some dog in them, that could be a game where it could be a little more tricky. But yeah, besides everybody else, the Jags is arguably the hardest team that we have left. Ben, yeah, nah. Ben, he gets this shit. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I say this. The crazy thing is about Evans, it's still possible that he can get at least 15 to 1,600 yards this season and get another 5 more touchdowns. That he already has 9. That's second in the league. This is why I say he's elite. The only person who got more than him is Tyreek Hill with 10. You know what I'm saying? So Evans is a first ballot Hall of Famer after this. Again, he still has a chance. Can you imagine if Evans, and he looks like he will finish with at least 1,500 yards and about 15 touchdowns. He could actually have the best statistical season of his career here this season, which is crazy to me, but not really, because typically Evans has his best career like stat season under quarterbacks who like to run out of the pocket and sling. He did it with Winston. Now, that doesn't mean that Winston was the best quarterback. I'm just saying for statistical purposes, slingers, like risk-taking type of quarterbacks better suit a guy like Evans. Because you put your trust into Evans, and Evans usually doesn't let you down. Does he drop passes from time to time? Yes, but every receiver does that, so I don't want to hear that shit. Like I said, don't want to hear that. Elite passers drop it all the time. You don't believe me, Ben? Go back into the Super Bowl with Tyreek Hill on the Chiefs. He dropped a few passes, quite a few that he should have caught. Everybody drops passes, man. Everybody drops passes. That's just what it is. That's like saying, well, quarterbacks, Brady never had a boneheaded decision in throwing the ball. Even prime Brady made boneheaded decisions. So it's just we got to stop this false narrative. Just because Evans isn't exciting as other receivers doesn't mean he isn't good. I think people got to get that narrative out. You don't have to be always so damn exciting to be good. Brady wasn't always exciting. Give me one game where you were just like Brady was just like everything with his play was just so exciting. No, he just gets shit done. That's all he needs. He gets shit done. Now, again today, the Bucs got to take care of business. It's as simple as that. My guy, Ben. Ben, we're going to have to bring you on the show. Ben, I want you on the Aftermath one of these days, okay? Because I like your style. I like your style. I like that you stand on your words and you're just eloquent, man. Look, we got to get you on here sometimes, man. And you always bring things, you always just speak your mind, and I can respect that. And look, man, there's no Savassier. We can't pass the Savassier today. That's a damn shame. Right now, aren't we the 6th overall pick? How will we replace D. White and David if he doesn't get resigned? I'll say this, Devin White, again, this is why it's imperative for the youth. I want to explain something for the youth for a quick second. You got to know when to not talk so much, and you got to know what not to say. Devin he sealed his own fate when he valued himself at $100 million, because at that point, as a business, you just set yourself at a product where you're the product now, and you haven't produced at $100 million level. So at this point, if Devin doesn't even end the season on a super strong note, like if he's not coming back, and you just draft somebody else at that point, and you just draft someone else and you call it a day, and you know they probably will, because we still haven't seen what Savassier's full potential is. But I still have good, if Levante's gone, that's going to hurt too. But that's where you just draft. At that point, you just rebuild from within, and you just keep it going from there. So the Bucs also need to draft another safety and a corner. So that could be something. This is why I say, guys, the quarterback position, you want to evaluate, you want to exhaust all your resources to say that at least we gave our players a fair shot. Because if Trask isn't the case, if he isn't the answer in the future, okay, then you can go draft a quarterback. Go draft the quarterback that everybody's talking about and hyping up. But what if Trask is that guy? Now you don't have to worry about getting a quarterback in the first round. Now you can actually take a few steps back in the draft and pick up more picks. You never know. What if all of a sudden now that first round, now if you, let's say the Bucs are like the 13th pick or something, now you can trade back down and you can get that extra second round guy where now you get two strong second round picks and that really helps your team. This is what I'm saying, guys. Exhaust your resources first before you just decide to go to the draft. Because again, like the draft, we are guessing. If you guess wrong, you're setting your team back. If we get the wrong quarterback, you're setting other players back. You're setting the franchise back at least 5 years. Don't do that. Don't be so hasty when you haven't seen what you have. And like I said, I'd be scared if Trask goes somewhere else and he starts lighting the shell, because then now I could never forgive. I don't know. It'd be so hard to forgive the Bucs for that. How many times have we let players go somewhere else and they shine, and then we just sitting there looking stupid? Aren't we tired of looking stupid? And I don't want to look stupid. So that's all I want to say about that. You know what I mean? That is just how I feel. Look, if the Bucs lose today, this is how I'm going to be doing. Because my services need to be there. I would love to have my services for this Bucs team. So I'm going to end this with the message to the Buccaneer players. And I'm talking to them directly and the coaches. So I'm going to start off with Bowles. Bowles, I'm not here now. All personal shit aside, I am foremost a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. I am a Buccaneers fan of the game of football. This is my team, with or without you. If you're going to be here, I need you to really take things more seriously. I really need you to bring out the best of your players, play to their strengths, not their weaknesses. I need you to have more confidence in your team than the opponents. I need you to go in there and say, I don't give a shit about these Panthers. I don't care who's on the team. Defense, let's get in there and stomp their ass. That means for the players that are there, Vita Vea, I'm expecting big things out of you. I'm expecting you to take the double covered, like the double blocks, and allow Cansey to eat. I want to see Shaq Barrett get in there and get these sacks. I want to see Yaya continue to get better. I want to see you, Winfield, because you're an elite safety. I want you to continue doing your thing. Carlton Davis, I want to see you more in man coverage and don't let up. You get beat one time, oh well, knock that shit off and and get back to it. McCullum, just play your best, man. Just don't be out there looking lost. Have confidence. Now on the offensive side, Canales, I need you to actually believe in your players as well. Get creative, get imaginative. Put everything on the table, man. Mike Evans continue to be great. Godwin, same here. Baker, if you're gonna play, I need you to be honest with yourself. Don't make any mistakes. Know when to tuck the shit and run or throw it away. But look, today is the day, Bucs players. You have a team that you should beat. Damn beaten. You need to go in there and dominate this shit. You got this. Do you understand? I need you to be aggressive, hold yourselves accountable, and play with the heart. So with that being said, Bucs, get out there and win this game today. And as always, again, thank you for watching the Bucs pregame show. And please continue to check me out, AJ Turnup, on It's About Bucking Time on my personal channel. You can go to my Instagram page. When you go there, check out the website. I got good merchandise. And be sure to check Coach Slick out again. Try to help him spread the word to get that intern position. Continue to watch us on the Aftermath on 102.9, The Game, Broad Street South Radio. And as always, go Bucs.